All right, part 2 of the baseball bat guitar. We are actually going to start assembling it up and test fitting it. I use this U clamp to actually build the nut. What this allows me to do is clamp the piece down to the bat and then build a nut right below where that tail piece is going to go. So I'm trying to lay this out. I drilled a piece of flame maple with the tuners on it for the top of the bat. And I've got this laid out and sort of measured it and see where can I get this to fit. And I'm going to begin to cut this down to size and get it to sit correctly. So I'm actually going to build a ledge here to sort of sit on the edge and then have a volume knob and the input jack sit off the top of that plate. So we'll glue this on. That one bottom piece is about as thick as a headstock. And then this other flame maple piece is what I'm going to screw in to the top of the bat. So we'll glue this in, let it sit, scrape off the glue, clean it up here. Going to stain this black in the third video. We'll get it clean, get all the glue off. Test fit the tuners again. See how this sits. And I think I've got enough room for everything here. Output jack will sit on the bottom, the volume will sit on the top. And really unsure of how this is going to fit. And that's why I'm sort of laying this out, playing with it, trying to get the right view. And we'll draw this and lay this out with a pencil. I'm going to draw an X where I'm going to drill so it's in the center. So I've got a 7/8 bit here. And we'll drill this out for the output jack. Trying to do as much first assembly as I could here, sizing it, cutting it, making sure it fits right. Here I'm actually cutting a hole for the wire for the pickup to come through. After I wire the volume, I'm going to pass this through and it'll hold that wire tight where the output jack is then. So I just cut with my pull saw and chip away. So we're going to glue this then down, clamp it up, and let this sit for 24 hours, and we'll come back. So 24 hours later, we'll come back then and work on it. So clean off the glue here, clamp it down, and now we'll screw in the bridge tail piece. So I've got a 16th bit, and we're going to put one center screw in that's about 1 inch long, maybe 1.5 inches long. I've got my bin of screws. Everybody needs this extra bin of screws. Parts bins for luthiers are definitely treasure chests. So I had to widen that first screw hole in the middle out a little bit. And I'm actually going to drill this in and out a couple of times. Make sure that it fits. This is hard ash. I don't want that screw to break. I don't have much room with wood in terms of being able to come back with something else. And then we're going to come back with 2 sort of more or less pin-sized screws so it doesn't move back and forth. And then we're going to do a pickup that is more or less a neck pickup, not a bridge pickup. So right at the end of that 24th fret, we're going to drop in the humbucker from BigdGuitars. It's a 4,000 wind humbucker pickup. It's got nice, decent output. Should be perfect for this. So we'll create a plate, drill the hole where that wire is going to come through the middle. This video here is really to line all of this up. So I'll use my laser level and we'll try and get all of this set up and get the middle string kind of through the center of the bat. Figure out how to do this. This was a little bit trickier than I thought. The bat kept rolling around on me. I should have clamped it and left it, but I wanted to see how it fit when it was level. So if I'm going to put this on a tabletop, here's my laser level, and I'm not going to be using a clamp to play this. It's got to sit sort of level on itself before I do anything. So I've got a 16th inch bit. We'll screw in 2 screws on the top of the bat here. That piece of tape was where the center line was going to run. Came back with a little bit bigger of a drill bit. I wanted the screws to hold whatever I'm calling this, the bottom plate, versus actually screwing into it and turning it. I had it set properly, and I just run a couple different screws in here, a couple different drill bits, make sure that it fits properly. We'll screw this in, and it's level, it hasn't moved. Took my time to figure out how to sort of get it to fit right. So once this is level, we're going to come back and drill with an 8mm bit for the pot. Was really unsure what to use for the nut. I actually cut a bone blank here from something I had left over, sort of sized it, got to fit, and I was like, I don't really want to glue this. I think it's going to move. I think there's going to be too much tension on it. So I keep laying this out here, making sure I've got the scale right, making sure the distances are right. And as I'm playing around with this, it was time to mount the pickup as it kept falling off, and I wanted to check the height of everything. So I put 2 screws in here, and I'll change that later to 3. And you'll see the final assembly coming up here in video 3, where I test all this stuff out. So thanks for watching, guys. We will see you in part 3.